Good afternoon and welcome back to another interview with our queens from RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under Season 3. The final queen to be eliminated in a lip sync for the motherfucking gods. I did not know how this was going to go down. I tell you what, and I am absolutely gagged at the outcome because today I'm talking to Hollywould Star. Oh my God.
I'm gagged too. Completely gagged. So
Wow. That was not a tough lip sync for either of you to win or lose. I mean, I've got to say, you both like served it out. And particularly, like Gabriella served up more than I thought she would. I love her. I think she's incredible, but the caliber that she served was not what I expected from such a really talented comedy queen. I knew you were going to slay it. Like, how did you feel when you went into that and like it was going off?
well, I was so laser focused that I didn't see her. I didn't even know that she was there. You know, my plan was to just literally go off and to show some tricks and things that I didn't do all season. I was saving some, I did a little dip, a little death drop. I did some things. I hope they show all of my tricks because I did a lot of stuff, and that song was kind of right up my alley anyway. It was very like Vogue. So I was completely shocked and still kind of gagged.
Still reeling from it. And now, you've got to go through it when you get a chance. You're going to sit down and you're going to watch the episode back.
Mm.
Um, Watching everything back so far now, I know we sat down at the beginning and we talked about sort of what you're expecting to see. How do you feel in terms of what you actually got to show on screen versus what you left behind in the workroom?
I think I really got to showcase my brand. I think from day one, people knew who Hollywood Star was right up until the end. I got a lot of airtime, so I'm very grateful for that. And I got to show my professionalism, how poised I was. I had a lot of vulnerable moments, and some of them they did show, and some of them they didn't show. And if I had to think about it, I don't have any regrets or anything. And I think that I am coming out of this experience very positive.
It was definitely a very positive for us to watch. And that was an interesting point in terms of what we were watching versus that critique that was coming out from on the runways, where they were saying we need to see more of you and some more vulnerability and who you are. And I think for all of us watching at home, we're like, no, 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 that bitch is right there. We've just been watching her in the workroom. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Um, what do you think that I suppose the disparity was with what the judges were saying, which is what you legitimately were, I think, showing us your personality.
Um, I think, well, on you have about 2 minutes on stage with them, and so they see when you're walking the runway, and they see when you're doing like the challenges on the runway and things like that. So, of course, they're going to see the perfect, polished, professional Hollywood because that's when, of course, when I really want to showcase that. They don't see our inside conversations and stuff in the workroom in our interviews until I guess the season comes out, and I don't even know if they watch it then. So I guess maybe that's it, but I don't know. Like this is who I am, and I feel very confident and comfortable in who I am. And I was quite confused because when they said, I have walls up, I was in my head, I was like, actually, I don't have walls. I don't have walls up. I know who I am. And it's taking me a long time to figure out who I am. And now that I've found who I am, there's really nothing that anyone can say or do to shake this. And so when they were saying that to me, I did second guess myself in a way. And so I think that's where that confusion lied, where I was, trying to figure out, well, what do you want from me? Because I think I know myself, and you're in a place where you can't speak to anyone. You don't have internet, you don't have phone, you don't have like access to anyone outside. So it's really tough. So and you do second guess yourself, but I don't know where that came from.
Do you think that's changed to post watching it? Because we sat down before the season, and I remember thinking she was so demure and you were so calm, almost like you were bracing for the calm before the storm because you hadn't seen the show yet. And I was watching you back on the show, and I was like, this is a very big level of fierce and confidence. And I didn't get that from your pre interviews. Has that changed now watching it back that now you actually feel a lot more of that confidence as well?
Um, I think I'm actually quite a quiet person. And this is I spoke about this I think in that sixth episode. I was sitting down with the girls in the Untucked, and I was like, "This is naturally who I am. I like to have conversations with people and just like talk to them like this one on one and stuff. But I am not the type of person that is going to be honk honk and woo la la and screaming and doing all kinds of things that I think most people expect drag queens to have these huge personalities. But I have like it's almost like Beyonce's Sasha Fierce. If you know like if you see Beyonce in interviews and things like that, she's quite like reserved and she talks and things like that. But when she goes on stage, it's a completely different person. She's that fierce, performer and all of that. So I kind of I feel like that the similarities in that sense. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of, this is just how natural I am. And I kind of very comfortable in that sense.
We can certainly tell, and it was really, really great to see that on stage and on screen. It was a pleasure watching. I think that you got to showcase so many talents. What was your favorite thing that you got to showcase on the show? Absolutely, like looking back on screen, going, yes, that fucking worked.
Um, I guess it'd be a mix of just like my runways. I thought, not to like toot my own horn, but I am. I thought my runways were the best the whole season, and everything that I had a message behind it as well. And then also, I'm so glad that the world got to see my writing ability. All of my lyrics and every single thing I did, I thought were so fierce and so amazing. And like, I just realized like this year when I was doing this that I could write and I had no idea. So it was like a little hidden talent that I kind of discovered with the show.
A hidden gem, another one because you didn't have enough talents already. Jesus Christ.
Thank you very much.
So conversely, was there, did you have any regrets from anything? Any particular challenge or moment you're like, oh god, I wish I didn't do that.
I wish I would have gone with my first choice for Snatch Game. It was Brenda from Scary Movie. They showed the wig and they showed the part where I was like, "Oh, who are you doing for Snatch Game?" And then they showed me saying Naomi Campbell, but then they showed the Brenda wig. Um,
I remember
basically,
that. I remember that. I was like, that's not an okay Naomi Campbell. What are you talking about?
oh, and then they cut the conversation that I had with RuPaul, talking about it. But then, as we were speaking about it, she was kind of like Brenda's a character, and she might not have enough. But I wish I just would have done and stuck with my guns to do it because I think it would have been much better. My Naomi, like I don't know, some people thought it was bad, but like it was fine in that sense. But out of the whole competition, that's the only thing that I would say that I regret in a way is not picking my first character because everything else I felt like I slayed.
Lay the house down. And like you couldn't have changed anything in that final lip sync either too. Like you honestly, what a way to go out showcasing your talents as a performer. Which you're going to get to show even more because I just heard from a little bird that you are part of the Work the World tour down under.
I am. I'm so grateful that they asked me to do it and to perform around Australia. We leave for Perth tomorrow, and the first show is on Sunday, so it's going to be very exciting.
How many of the US queens have you got are on that tour with you? I haven't even seen the lineup of the rest of them. I just saw our girls.
I think there are eight: Aquaria, Naomi Smalls, Laganja, Kimchi, Lady Camden, Bosco, and Mistress Brooks, and I think that's it. Yeah.
That's a lineup and a half to step into. That's amazing.
Oh, I'm so nervous, like to meet all of these legends and stuff, and I hope they like me.
Uh, I reckon you're gonna get there and they're gonna be just the same because I know those US girls love watching us down here. So I reckon it'll be going a bit of both ways for you.
Oh, that's great.
Now you also have before you wrap up, you dropped a single. What's the single? Where can we find it? Tell me all about it.
I did. I wrote a song. It's called Black Beauty. I got to do it on the talent show, which was quite amazing. And I wrote that song, like my friend Bex and my producer Dads Mayo. We wrote that song in 1 week. And it is incredible, like the production behind it. But even like if people listen to the lyrics, it actually tells a lot about myself. I don't think it really got the airtime it deserved. Because they didn't really talk about the lyrics or anything in that sense. And It was cut down to 1 minute and 30 seconds, and but you can find it on all the platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube Music. It's all there. And I'm coming out with a music video in like the next few weeks. I think it's like a week or two.
Beautiful. Well, we'll make sure that we find it. We will stay tuned to your socials. We're going to follow you on the Instagrams and find your video. I'm sure you'll post the video up there when it comes out.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you look like you got places to go in that stunning outfit, and we're going to see you on stage on the Work the World tour. We're going to see you at the grand finale and all good places to come. Thank you very much for joining me, Hollywood Star.
Thank you very much for having me.
As always, my name is Michael James, and the next time you're going to see me, I'm going to be talking with the final three for RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under Season 3 before our winner is crowned next Friday. I cannot wait to see how this turns out. I'll see you later.